Without composition, a photograph is just a bunch of pixels. When it comes to creating a photo, when you come in as a photographer, composition is everything. Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I came to a countryside just to explore a new area, and as you can see, the sky is blue, the sun is shining quite harsh now, and everywhere is green. It's endless of green and uniform green colors everywhere. It's one of the hardest days to go out and take pictures. Still, I wanted to try it out, and I wanted to be out. I wanted to explore a new area. So here I am, and today I want to talk about composition. By the way, I got a new camera. This is my new camera. Guess what it is? It's Fuji X-T5 with a bundle with 16 to 80 millimeter f4 lens. So I'm really thrilled to try it out today, and that's another reason I'm out. As I said, it's a very harsh light today. In last episode I talked about light, the importance of light in landscape photography, in photography in general, because light is the most important thing in photography, isn't it? Without light you cannot take a picture. The light is the only thing camera can see and understand. It doesn't understand shapes, it doesn't understand anything else, it just understands light, right? So light must be very important, and it is. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, here is a link, you can check it out after you watch this video. But when it comes to creating a photo, when you come in as a photographer, composition is everything. Without composition, a photograph is just a bunch of pixels. Well, even when you take a picture without thinking about composition, you are creating a photo and you are creating a composition anyway. So composition is always part of your photo. And when I'm talking about composition, I'm not talking about just rule of third or space or balance or leading lines. I'm talking about the whole process of creating a photo, putting all the elements together and crafting the image. When you found your subject and you put it in somewhere in your photograph, in your frame, so you start to compose the image, and this process continues and you adjust this composition. You include other stuff like leading lines, like sky, whatever, and you build up the composition. And when you go to editing software after taking a photo, you can change the crop and you can adjust colors, you can adjust brightness, and those are different elements of the composition. They all are part of composition. So composition is more complex than just leading lines or rule of third. So for the first composition of the day, I'm taking picture of this beautiful church in the background here somewhere. And I'm zooming in to 80 millimeter almost for most of photographs, and I took some vertical and horizontal pictures, including some of the these white flowers in the foreground, and tried different sort of composition. I think that works. It's quite nice. I really like the church. It's standing on this hill, and there are some trees around it, but then we have a sea of green barley here in front of it, which is quite neat. Very nice. It's a simple composition, but I guess it works. as I mentioned, composition starts with when you find your subject, what you want to take picture of, and where you put it in your frame. And from there you start to create your photograph. And that's the composition, the placement of different elements in your frame. Right now I came around this church and I saw this beautiful scene here behind me, and for this composition I start the frame with these beautiful trees on the hill with the shadow on the grass, and this bunch of trees here, and this next one the cluster of the trees, and then another one stand and one small one in the end. Yeah, it creates sort of visual flow in the image to take the viewer's eyes from here, the big trees on the right side of the frame, until the background forest. Of course, light plays a good role here in this composition, because now I have the backlit scene. For these trees it's almost backlit, or side lit for the rest of the scene. So it quite works. As you can see, the light creates and brings out the forms, as I talked about it in last video. So again, if you haven't seen it, go and check it out after watching this video. But for now, we are talking about composition and how we can create our craft using different elements in our frame. One reason that I am here in this location beside this church is that ruins on the other side of this farm. That ruin is very photogenic, I guess, and I have seen some picture of it. I haven't been here before, so I came here to explore this area as well. We also have a lake here behind us, so there are quite a few opportunities here to explore and see what's going on. I already took a picture of the ruins, and with the 80mm zoomed in, just a straight simple photo, nothing very dramatic, just a snapshot, I guess. As you know, composition can make or break the image. The most important part in composition, I guess, is make the photo balance, and also try to avoid distractions in the image. But there is no right or wrong to composition. There is no rules that says that you cannot have sky or big portion of the frame filled with the sky in your image. Certainly you can do that, but it must give some meaning to the image if you do this. For instance, in this image I'm showing you now, the sky is the most important part of the image. The lines in the clouds, these beautiful stormy clouds, and the little island in the corner is just the supporting actor in the image. So that's the reason I composed this image with the lots of sky in it. And sometimes even with the blue sky, you can have a blue sky in your image, quite a big portion of the frame filled with the blue sky, if it gives some benefit to the image. If it doesn't, if it takes away from the subject, then you have to consider it as a distraction. Sometimes even the beautiful clouds, the beautiful colorful clouds can be a distraction in the image. In this photograph that I took in Lofoten, I was happy to have these beautiful, colorful clouds in the corner above these mountains. But in the same time, I was struggling with it because it wasn't quite working well. It tipped the image out of balance. So that's why I was a little bit not satisfied with this image. I'm walking towards the ruins, but looking back to the church, I think this is a small road between the fields. It's quite nice to use it as a leading line towards the church. And I'm going to show you the composition now. So here is more or less the composition I'm taking a picture of. Now it's 16:9 for video. As you can see, I use this path to create some sort of leading line towards the church, and the church is almost in the middle on the top portion of the frame with some sky, and the rest is the only problem I have is that this line goes a bit, it's not going directly towards the center of the church, and I try to put it there, but it doesn't go anywhere like that. So I came a little bit to the grass side to at least create a diagonal, because if I stand on the road it goes directly off. At least with the diagonal it helps a little bit, but it's not completely working. I moved a little bit to the field side. I put carefully my tripod legs between the crops here in the field, so I don't step on this beautiful barley. And with that kind of adjustment, as you can see probably here, my leading line goes from diagonal from right side to the left side, and the church is on the left side. Now it's a little bit more pointing towards the church. I think that's the way to go. You have to cross this fence. Before I reach to the ruins and go to the ruins, I have found a very, very beautiful scene here. I'm very excited about this. Look at these beautiful, I guess, birch trees here, and the bottom of the trees are covered with the grass, and we have a nice backlit and side lit on all of these, some of these trunks. I switched to zoom lens 55-200. This is also a lens that I'm saying goodbye to. So this is gonna be one of the last pictures I'm gonna take with 55-200. And if you're curious to see which lens I'm going to replace it with, subscribe to the channel and check it out later, because I'm going to reveal it quite soon. But anyway, I zoomed in a little bit to focus on the trunk of these beautiful birch trees with the light coming from behind. The trees are, there are 4 trees, they are in the middle of the frame. I have a separation between these trees and the background trees in depth, so it's gonna they are not interfering with this image, with this main subject. Of course, I focused on the trunks of these, the main trunks, and I put on the polarizer filter to cut some of the reflections out of the frame. So f11 ISO 125, which is the base ISO of this camera, which is great. It gives me shutter speed of 1/4 of the second, which is quite low, so it's a bit windy, so I might get some blur in the grass. So let's try with f5. I think f5 it's good, and with that I can increase the shutter speed to 1/15 of the second. So I opened the aperture once more to 4.5, the openest aperture I can get with this amount of zoom, which I don't know how much it is. And yeah, 25th of the second, ISO 125, and polarizer, and it's a beautiful, airy, nice photo. I really like it. Narrow fence. It's very hard to get across these with all of the backpack and stuff. We made it. Oh, this area is super beautiful. As much as I love this place, I hate these mosquitoes. They are attacking me. I hate mosquitoes. I'm literally saying that in every single video right now. One of the aspects of the composition always is that to fill the frame. This is what we heard a lot, right? To fill the frame. It's one way to create the photo. By that it means to remove everything that is not working with the image. So let me show you an example here. Right now I'm taking a picture of this dead tree. I really like the forms, and against the background pure blue sky, it works quite well. It's a very good, it makes a very good black and white image. So here is my composition. As you can see, I filled the frame completely with these branches. If I zoom out a little bit, you will see that I have some green leaves here on the bottom and on the side of the frame. So I moved a little bit to position my frame, to create my frame somehow that it's no extra leaves or different things in the frame. I'm going to take the picture like that as well, but what I had in mind was to just the shape of these three. So I'm going to zoom in until I remove all of them, all those greens, and now I left with the very simple graphical abstract image. From here I also have a very nice view over the church. So between these trees I can frame it with that church with these trees. I guess that's a good composition as well here. I'm not quite sure about this composition. I want to include the branches of the tree that I took a picture earlier to frame the image, to come over the church a little bit. So I'm moving around, going up and down to see if I can make it work, but I'm not convinced actually. I guess I found a better composition. I'm gonna do it handheld because it's easy, it's too much light, and yeah, works better. F16, 1/10 of the second image stabilization. I'm trying to use the branches of this dead tree to come over the church and frame it. I really like the frame technique, framing subject with another elements, and that might work actually. So let's take a picture here. With a little bit of movement, it's manageable. That's why actually I'm doing this handheld, because with the tripod it's harder to just adjust a little bit. I don't need the tripod now. As I am getting murdered by these bloodsuckers, I reached the ruins. I found a way to get closer, I guess, and I have found a very, very nice composition here. Again, I'm using using the framing technique to frame the ruins with all these trees and branches here, and this is creates sort of tunnel, dark in shade greens, that's framing the bright background. That's my composition. As you can see, I frame this with all of these foliage. Because this is a high contrast image, I have to bracket this one. Let me see if I can go inside. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, unfortunately it's closed. It's temporarily closed, I guess. Hey, nice. Yeah, it's closed now. I cannot go inside. This is the entrance and it's locked. So I came on the other side of the ruins, the castle, and I found a very nice composition here that I really like, and I took a picture. I have to show it quickly because I cannot stand here so long. Let me show you the composition quickly. Here is my composition. I found this nice tree here, and I like the background tree that is leaning the side as well. I have to focus stack this one with F11 because the background tree is far away, and also I have some leaves on top of the frame that are even more closer to me than this tree. Actually, there are two trees in the background, so I hid one of them. Oops! I hid one of them behind this foreground tree, just by moving my camera ever so slightly. It's 10 p.m. now. I'm gonna have a cheese sandwich as my dinner and go home. The whole point of this video was need to bring this question: what is the most important aspect of landscape photography or photography in general? Do you think it's the composition or is it light? Last week, in last episode I talked about light, and I said that light is must be the most important aspect, and as you can see today, and from this image that I took today and this video, you see that we had a harsh light kind of, and no clouds, so it was like a little bit of the difficult conditions light wise. Composition could save the day. As I said in the last video, I don't believe that there is bad light, but certainly there are some good lights here and then when you have beautiful conditions, together with actually the atmosphere with clouds and the sky and atmosphere. The light can be amazing. But today I have this question. What do you think? Please let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think this is the composition is more important or the light is more important? Or do you have another idea? What's the most important things in landscape photography or in photography? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Most of my viewers are not subscribed, so please go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification. I really appreciate that. Dinner time for me, and then go home and take a shower, get rest. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Until then, take care and bye. By the way, if you are interested in my thoughts and my first impression about Fuji X-T5, let me know in the comment section and I will make a video about this.